What's this? What's this? What's this?
Ugh, what the heck? No time for toys? We got a package from sourwater.com. What? I guess let's take a look. What in the... What the heck was that? Oh, heck yeah, it looks like a new Uno Synth. Awesome. Yo, the keys are huge. Awesome. An Uno Synth would never have keys this big. If it's not mini, I must be mini. No. No. No! 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 Good evening and welcome to another Halloween installment of Clearly Not 1 Minute Synthesizer Reviews. On this Ouija board of an episode, I seek to find out if the dreaded Uno Synth of the past could be resurrected by its successor, the Uno Synth Pro. Some may remember that I reviewed the original almost 4 years ago and found the ghastly capacitance interface lacking, to say the least. Full disclosure, the Uno Synth Pro was sent to me by IK Multimedia a little under 2 years ago, but per usual, I purchased a second Uno Synth Pro all on my own with my own money, so my cash is on the line just like you watching at home. Mint telling you your account balance is low. Now that's scary. The Uno Synth Pro is a 3 continuously variable wave-shaped oscillator synthesizer that can be paraphonic, meaning you can play 3-note chords. It isn't polyphonic as all of those oscillators route through the same signal path. It has dual analog filters that can be parallel or serial, 16 modulation slots, and 12 digital effects, but more on that later. So to be clear, this review is for the desktop model only, as personally, that's where I find the true value for the Pro lies. So I'm not going to speak about the keyboard version at all, but as a whole, it's literally the same synth with keys. Design-wise, you have a much higher quality instrument in every aspect. Around back, you have full-sized MIDI, full-size quarter-inch outputs, a headphone out, audio in so you can run external sounds through the Pro, 4 CV gates in and out, that's pretty special, 2 micro USBs, 1 for power and 1 USB that can be also used for MIDI and for an audio interface. What saves the Pro model for me this go around is the way you can effortlessly guide through the menus using actual buttons. Then with a press of the encoder next to the screen, you're transported deeper into the parameters of said button press. That's incredibly intuitive. Oscillators and filters are analog, wave shapes are variable, and you also have a separate level just for noise. Filter 1 is a 2-pole OTA-based filter with low pass and high pass. It's essentially the filter from the original Uno Synth. And filter 2 is a 2 or 4-pole low pass based on the SSI 2164 chips. So let's hear some of my favorite presets through these. The effects section is fairly robust. You get 12 effects, but to be more accurate, you have 5 types of reverb, 4 types of delay, chorus, flanger, and phaser. The drive circuit on the Pro is also analog. The voice button steps through mono, legato, and paraphonic. Now, if you don't have proper volume on enough oscillators, paraphonic won't work how you assume. So go to the mix page and turn up the volume on the other oscillators. Lastly, the sequencer. Pressing the SEQ button and then the record button enters step record mode. You can press one of the 16 step buttons and then a note on the keyboard and make a sequence that way, or press record and play together and enter real-time recording. Pressing Alt accesses the functions underneath the button so you can add swing or clear steps by pressing and holding the oscillator button and then the step you want to clear. Another great feature is that the Uno Synth Pro actually has a plugin so that you can save and edit presets in your DAW. It's pretty cool. Now let's talk value for money. At present, with the Uno Synth Pro at around $270, I couldn't find anything that really touches it as far as analog paraphonic synthesizers with as many effects, CV gate options. It really stands on its own in that position. The closest thing that I would say is the Microfreak, which I fully recommend. They share some analog aspects, a touch plate-esque interface, and paraphonic architecture. But it is $80 more, and it is a hybrid, so different altogether. Truthfully, my main issue with the original Uno Synth was the build quality overall, the battery life, and strange glitching when the battery was low. That's really what I harped on. The sound engine was solid. I loved the portability. So really, all I have to say is that the Uno drum may be worse. The implementation of a capacitance interface on a drum machine like that killed me. So, IK, please do what you did with the Uno Synth Pro to the Uno drum. It's still down bad right now. The glitching, sometimes just the glitching. And with that being said, I give the Uno Synth Pro my final score of 8 non-popping off knobs out of 10. Seriously, the Uno Synth Pro is what you get when a company actually watches creators and musicians on YouTube and listens to the community, plain and simple. When you can actively show how features of an instrument are hindered by the design choices, it demonstrates that improvements can be made. While the Uno Synth was IK Media's first foray into hardware synthesis, it definitely was not a pleasant one for me. And I have to say that the Uno Synth Pro is not just better than its prior model, it surpasses what a company who doesn't specialize in hardware synths rightfully needed to do. They could have just let the Uno Synth wither on the vine like so many other companies, but they didn't. They elevated the Uno Synth Pro to be that much better than its competition instead. And that is what's really admirable here. Hey everyone, thanks again for watching this year's Halloween Syntactacular episode. Remember to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see ya in the next one.